What's up, y'all? It's your boy Iza. Welcome back to AI Football TV. As you guys already know, the Premier League is finally back this weekend. But before that, we have some things that we want to talk about, so let's dive right into it. First and foremost, let's talk about Mauricio Pochettino. Pochettino has gotten the sack from Tottenham Hotspurs, and if anybody said that they didn't see this coming, I think they'd be lying. It has to be said that obviously he has done well for them for the past 5.5 years. And yes, they didn't win any trophies, but they did have good times with him, and I think that he did give them their best football. 4 consecutive top 4 finishes, Champions League finalists, barely any signings in that amount of time, and also bearing in mind that they didn't even have a proper stadium to play in for 2 years. So can one argue that maybe he took them as far as he could? Yes, definitely, because he probably did. And in that amount of time, considering the backing that he got from the board, and honestly considering all the things that they achieved under him, which obviously was playing really good football for a period of time, they were one of the best teams in England. If you also take into consideration the fact that teams like Bayern Munich were looking to bring him in, I think that just shows the caliber of a manager that he is. Because honestly, you have to admit, he does play good football, but the only thing that was lacking was the trophies. So will Spurs fans miss him? Probably, but then again, if they do bring in somebody else who's going to do the job, which we'll get onto that later, then I guess you could say that he has left behind a pretty good squad. Because when you look at the players that they have, like Son, Ndombele, Kane, Eriksen, these guys could maybe thrive under a different system and a different manager. Whether he'll be out of management for a while, whether he'll go to another team in England, we don't know, we'll have to see. I've heard rumors that, people want him at Arsenal, but I don't think that's really because we really want him. That's probably because it would be nice to see a Spurs manager in charge of Arsenal. This would just be like what happened if Sol Campbell. But in my own personal opinion, I do think that he's a good manager. I have to admit that it was probably difficult to see why he struggled a bit in the last few months. There were rumors that he fell out of the dressing room and all that kind of stuff. But whatever it is, he did give them a good 5 years. So where he'll go next, we don't know, we'll have to see. What's next for Spurs, we will see as well. Next up, we're going to be talking about Mourinho and the rumors that he will be managing Spurs. Now, we all know that Mourinho wanted to come back to the Premier League to manage one of the teams there. And I guess you could say that one of the teams in that bracket was the likes of Arsenal, Spurs. And right now, how it's looking like, and based on the rumors and the reports, it looks like it's going to be Spurs. I'm not going to lie, at some point in time, and this is purely based on the quality of football that he could bring to us, I did want him at Arsenal for a bit. But now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Mourinho coming in now would not be a long-term option for Arsenal, and neither would it be for Spurs. So if he really does come in for Spurs and he is their manager, I can't really see why they would do that, because he's not really made for a rebuild of a club. I feel like Mourinho would either make or break Spurs at this point. I feel like he would definitely improve their football. It's just that, would he win trophies for them? Maybe, because he is a serial trophy winner. But we can see what he's done with teams in the past. And obviously, if he has the likes of Kane and Son and Eriksen, all these kind of guys playing under him, who knows what they could do. And obviously, it is quite scary if you're an Arsenal fan and you see Mourinho going to Spurs, our arch rivals, and you think about the fact that they could actually potentially do really well under him. Although the thing that's kind of funny to me is the fact that obviously Mourinho is the kind of manager that wants to get a lot of funding from the board when it comes to bringing in his players. And the board at Spurs isn't exactly notoriously known for giving the funding to their managers that come in to bring in the players that they want. So how it's going to work out for them if Mourinho comes in, I have no idea, we'll have to see. But I do without doubt think that he is going to improve their football if he really does come in. Personally, I feel like if you end your managerial career having managed the likes of Man United, Chelsea and Spurs, I think that's crazy. To even have managed all 3 of the top 6 clubs, that's going to be quite an achievement for him if he does do it. Next up, we're going to be previewing some of the weekend's matches for this week now that Premier League football is finally back. So the first game that we're going to be previewing is West Ham versus Spurs. So we all know this is a London derby, West Ham versus Spurs, under strange circumstances, because it could be a case where Spurs are playing without a manager. But we know that West Ham are not doing very well this season. They have actually only 2 wins at home all season, and they're in really bad form. Why it's panned out this way, I can't really say why, because to me, I feel like they have a good squad, but it's not really working out for them this season and Manuel Pellegrini. I think that if you consider the fact that Spurs might not be playing with a manager at this point in time, I think they'll probably be playing very well, because usually what happens is when a team loses their manager, they always somehow just turn up in the next game because they want to prove their worth to the next manager that comes in, so that they can prove that they deserve to start and they deserve to play. It's almost as if everybody gets a fresh start. So I think the Spurs players are going to be feeling really refreshed, not because Pochettino's gone, but more because now they have freedom to fully express themselves. Both sides are pretty low in the table, so they're not going to be very high in confidence going into this game. But I think that Spurs will probably win this. and I think they'll still be a very strong team with or without a manager. So I think that Spurs are going to win this quite comfortably, and we're going to go with 3-1. Next up, we're going to be talking about Arsenal versus Southampton. As you guys already know, Arsenal have been diabolical for the entire season so far. But now that the international break is over, we are hoping that this will be a new, fresh start for us. The players who didn't go for international duty over the past 2 weeks would obviously have had a really good rest. And I'm hoping that they'll be pumped up and ready for this game. It's going to be at home in front of the fans. We've been waiting for the international break to end for so long against Southampton, who we know are struggling. So we would and we should be fancying our chances. But obviously, it is Arsenal and we have been very, very poor lately. It's very hard to call any game right now, and it's kind of sad because if you think about it, a game against Southampton, who are in like almost near relegation right now, and we can't go into this game feeling 100% confidence. I guess that shows the kind of situation that we're in right now as a club. And it goes without saying that Emery has to win now. He just needs to prove to the board that they were right to not get rid of him earlier, because the board have shown a lot of faith in him. Whether it was right, whether it was justified, probably not, but it is the board's decision. Now we'll have to live with it. And now we just have to hope that Emery can get a few wins together and just prove to the board that they were right. Southampton have lost 8 out of their last 10 games. They have played poorly all season. So if we don't beat them, or if we don't show at least a confident display, then... But like I said, the international break just passed. I think our players will feel quite refreshed for it. And I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to bounce back. So that being said, I'm going to go Arsenal 2 and Southampton 0. The last game we're going to be talking about is obviously the big game at the weekend, Man City versus Chelsea. Man City will obviously want to bounce back after the last league defeat against Liverpool. They are a team that's obviously not used to losing like that, so they will probably want to win comprehensively at home to one of the top 6 sides in Chelsea. But the way that Chelsea have been playing lately, you could say that they might have a chance against them. Obviously, the run of form has been very good. They've been playing really well. Winning this game would be a very huge statement of intent for them for the rest of the league. To go to City and to win, which obviously isn't impossible, would be a very large marker to show where they are in the league. So both teams are obviously very strong going into this game. They will both have their own separate motivations for wanting to win this. So I think that it's going to be a very tough game to call, but I'm going to go with 2-2. I'm so happy that the Premier League is back again this weekend, but more especially that there won't be any more international breaks for the next 4 months. Thank God. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, share it if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think as always, and I will see you guys soon. Peace!
A few moments later.
Guys, I kid you not, I literally just finished filming that video 10 minutes ago. I've had a shower and everything, and suddenly I come out of the shower and I see a report that says Jose Mourinho has been appointed Tottenham Hotspur manager until 2023. What? I know I literally just discussed the probability of Jose Mourinho coming in to be the manager of Spurs, but it looks like it's actually happened. So what does this mean for the Spurs team? Are they going to go forward now? Are they going to improve their football? How is it going to be like? Is it going to bring players in January? We'll have to see. Is it surprising? I don't know. I don't know. Is it an appointment that you could say was rather a bit rushed? Because they literally just sacked Pochettino. But something tells me that they probably already had Mourinho in mind before they sacked Pochettino, because I don't think they would have sacked him without knowing who was going to come in to replace him. So it's officially happened. Jose Mourinho is the manager of Tottenham Hotspur. That is such a weird thing to say. If you think about it, it wasn't very long ago that Mauricio Pochettino was in the running for Mourinho's Man United job. And look who has displaced who. And look who has got the other person's job now. Will Jose Mourinho be a good fit for Spurs? Will he work together well with the chairman and bring the players in that he wants? How is this going to be like for Spurs in the years to come? We'll have to see. Will he be there long term? Is this going to be a short term option for them? Let's find out. Obviously, I just found out about this just as I finished discussing the probability of him coming in, and now a probability has become real, so I had to discuss it. So as I said earlier on, just only 10 minutes ago, let me know if you guys think that Jose Mourinho is the man for Spurs. Do you think he's going to take them forward? Let's find out. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. And for the second time, I will see you guys soon. Peace!